I'm going to show you how you can use Surfe, LinkedIn, and your sales CRM to convert more clients. Hi, I'm Paul Higgins from Paul Higgins Mentoring. And what I'm going to show you is some custom fields that I've got set up on my sales CRM and how they relate to the information that you get. Because let's face it, it gets very tiring and cumbersome to scrape information or copy information from LinkedIn. Wouldn't it be lovely if it's done automatically? And that's what we're doing with this product that we found called Surfe, S-U-R-F-E. It doesn't work with all sales CRMs, but it certainly works with Copper, HubSpot, Salesforce, and Pipedrive are the key ones that it is. But if you want to know, you just go to their website, which is S-U-R-F-E, and you will find it. So what I'm going to use is mine as a quick example. So I'll show you a couple that I use that you may not. First is just contact type. So I want to know, are they a network? Are they a past client? Are they a potential client, etc.? The next is relationship. And this is a multi-select field, but have I communicated with them? Have I met them in video, person? It's just good to know those things, but it's not mandatory. It's just optional. Expertise is just something that I want to know. So, what is their expertise? Probably not relevant to you. SaaS platforms, probably not relevant to you, but you can have custom fields that are the key things that you want to know about your clients is the key thing there. What I've also got here is just an executive summary. So this might be some quick information that I want to know about someone. I have that. Sales activities. So I just put in there what the key sales activities are. So it's a bit of a reminder of what you've done, or if one of your team members is doing it on your behalf, it's a bit of a reminder of what they do. We can help you set those up and what they should be, but that's an example. And then what we've got down here is the LinkedIn information. So that's the real key bit that we want to talk about here from a LinkedIn into your sales CRM. And what I've got is the LinkedIn ID, I've got the LinkedIn About, I've got the LinkedIn connection date, and I've got the employees. Now the employee sourced from LinkedIn is actually manually entered, but the linked information is all in the one area. But you'll also see that the LinkedIn URL for Copper in particular comes in a different section, which is called social media profiles. So that's their full URL is there. And if you want to know some other custom fields that we use, please contact me and I can go through those with you, because particularly on a sales call, there's certain things that we do. But they're the key ones that you need for Surfe. So you can, once you sign up to Surfe, and certainly reach out to me to get the discount code at paul@paulhigginsmentoring.com. We'll give you the discount code. What you'll do is you need to set up your dashboard. So if you go open dashboard, which brings it to here, right, then you go to fields mapping, and it's going to map the key fields. So it'll have your contact, which in Copper's sense is person. So sometimes it's called contact, it's called the person, whatever it is. So what you're going to map is email to email. Then job function, job title, I don't think it's relevant. You might. So what you might want to do is job title, and you might map it to a custom field that you create that says job title. The LinkedIn bio, so that's the LinkedIn About. So I've created a custom field. If we go back here and we look at the LinkedIn section, I've created a custom field that says LinkedIn About, right? And then it'll map the data from the LinkedIn bio, which is the About section. It'll map it into that field within your sales CRM. Then I have the phone to phone, and then I have the address. Unfortunately, the country doesn't always come in. It's a little quirk with Surfe. I don't map anything else other than the LinkedIn ID. So once again, I map that to the LinkedIn ID, and then the LinkedIn URL, I actually map that to Socials LinkedIn. It's just the way that it's set up in Copper. Okay, and if you want to know, in here, it's got all the fields that you've got in your sales CRM, and then you can map it to that. So that's one is Social LinkedIn. And then I also have the connection date as well. Sales Navigator, I'm going to actually take that out because I never use the URL for Sales Navigator. But if you go back and, here I've got the source, so how I met someone. So at the moment it just says lead jet, which is what Surfe used to be called. You don't need that one. That's just something that I do. And you got Twitter profile, which I've just got my socials, Twitter, which once again is something specific to the CRM. Yours will map against whatever your socials are. So that's a quick update as to the contact. Now, the other one you've got here is default fields, right? So these are the ones that you want to use in the section. So if I go back to my profile here and I scroll down, you'll see here it's got add to sales CRM. I know it's already added. So what I'm going to do is just show you one that's already in there. So you can see here that Connie, one of our team, one of our great members of our team, she's in here. So what it's got is the contact, and what you can do is then go and change the information that you've got here. So you can change the owner, the type, the company, the email, and the phone number. So the company, the email and the phone, what they're doing is it's using a tool within Surfe, which is backed by another database to find that information. And then these additional fields are the fields that are in here, which is default fields, right? So I've got 4 at the moment. You can add additional ones to that. And if I go back into Connie, so I've got how I met. So what I could do is that's a free text field. So you might want to put that in as a custom field within your sales CRM, and then you can just put the information in here. So I'll just might met through X client as an example. And when I'm entering the information here, it's automatically going into Copper. Add to the list, which is what if I want to add them to my email list or not. So I'd recommend that. We'll go into more detail as to why in our calls, but that's what you want to do. The next is the expertise. So once again, that's specific to me. You might change it differently. And what I can also have here is a SaaS platform. So these are very specific. You'd have your specific fields in there. The source, so I want to know where the key source is. So this was a referral, and you can, once again, that's a custom field that I had that I can change. Relationship to Paul, so I have sadly only met by video. I never met her in person. And the number of employees for the company she works at, so let's say 5 employees, so I can put that information in. So if we go back here, these are the default fields that I've got on here, right? And you can add additional. You can also put them across the lead, the company, and the deal, but at the moment I just have them against the contact. So that's the key information there. Now what you can also do is create notes, and you can also create a task that will automatically. So if I go in here and I create a task, so let's just call it a test. I'll put it against the contact. I've put it as, now strangely it actually has that you've got to put the time in it, which is a bit strange. But let's just put it as 0900. I'd love them to change, but that's okay. Then you've got the priority, status to do, it's assigned to me, and I think that time didn't work. So if I go to here, there we go, and then I can go create. So that would automatically create a task. And when I go into Connie, if I refresh it, go into Connie, there you go, and you'll see the one task against it is the one that I've just created. Okay, now it's not a two-way sync where you create a task here and then it will come into Connie's profile on here, right? It's only creating it within your LinkedIn profile. If you say you want to do a phone call or do something, it's a quick notice to say, okay, I've got to go and create a task against this. It just saves you going into the profile, okay? So that's the key component. So what we've gone through is the custom fields that you can have in your sales CRM that I recommend. Then we've got where you have a LinkedIn information section. Now, not all sales CRMs let you create sections. Copper does, and that's one of the reasons why we like it. But you, regardless if you can't create a section, you would create these custom fields, and then you would go in under the field mapping and making sure that you map the what's in LinkedIn to what's in your custom field within your sales CRM. And if it's not there in the first instance, make sure you reload the sales CRM and it'll be in there. And then finally, what we covered is ways that you can update the information and change some of the additional fields, which is through the default fields. So if you've got any questions, just please ask me at paul@paulhigginsmentoring.com, and I'm more than happy to help you. Thank you.